Hello, everybody. So good to see you all. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song Day 498 here on August 16th. Welcome, everybody out there on Facebook Live. Glad to see you. I'm coming in live from Amherst, Massachusetts with Tim Eriksen by my side. And I'm super glad to see all of you. Hi, Susan in Ohio, and thank you for the assistant sound checking there. Hello, Jazzbeer. Glad to have you back. I haven't seen you in a while, and it's nice to see you. Hello, Annette in California. Kate in Charlottesville. Hi, Kathy in Virginia. Archie and Hindi in Toronto. Hello, good to see both of you. Hello, Arlene in California. Susan, hello. Sheila in Florida. Hi, Christiana in Maryland. Nice to see you. Glad you're all set to play along. Jan Elliott, back in the house again. Hello, coming in from Woods Hole, Mass. And Ruth in Birmingham, UK. Hello. Hi, Ann in Knoxville and Bonnie in Idaho. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Becky in British Columbia. Sarah in Texas. Carolyn, also Idaho. Luda and Mark in Victoria. Hello and hello. So nice to see both of you there. And let's see who else is here. Toby in California, back again. And actually, Toby has a little treat for us right at the end. Kathy, nice to see you today. Coming in from upstate New York. Aloysius in Mass, hello. Gary, hello. Also coming in from Mass. Barb in Virginia. Jane in Texas. Ann in Maryland. Caroline in D.C. Deli in Maryland. Lynn in Connecticut, who I'm going to be seeing in an hour or so. Betsy, nice to have you back again. Coming in from Washington Revels in D.C. Hello, Nancy's Irish Cow in Washington State. Hello to Steve and Michelle in Maryland, Bronwyn in Victoria, Amanda and Miles. Hello, Miles, coming in from Michigan. Fred in Maryland. Hello. Jamie in Victoria. Hoda in British Columbia. Carol in Connecticut. Hi, Mommy, coming in from Delaware actually today. Molly Hickman coming in from Blacksburg, Virginia. And lots of folks off video today. Barbara, Kathleen, Marcia, Adrian, another Barbara, Anna in Maine, Jane, Joni. So glad to see so many of you. Everybody, let's take one deep breath. I am super excited to be here with Tim Eriksen, dear old friend and somebody who I love spending time with. Musical, I don't know, encyclopedia or something. Just amazing to be able to spend time talking music with him. And he is going to bring us a song that he brought us some time ago, but I love it so much. And it's perfect for our Carpe Diem gratitude singing. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Tim. And don't mind me over here in the corner because I'm still going to be working buttons. So Tim, do you want to share what song you're going to sing and say a quick something about it?
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's not actually one I've done before. I've done the text before,
Oh, right.
but a different tune just for fun. It's the Amazing Grace. Last time I did it on with a tune from the Sacred Harp. A number of people said that they were grateful to not have to sing the customary New Britain tune. But I'm going to sing a version that is there are zillions of tunes that people use for those words, and I'm going to sing one that I found about 30 years ago in a junk shop in down the road from me. You know, it's kind of a long story, but a book that belonged to uh, this
Oops, wait
person.
1 second. I have to try and spotlight you. Sorry. Here we go.
That's all right.
Trying. Ready and go.
Spotlight. This person here, Amelia Clark, born in 1850, died in 1944. There she is in 1863 as a young girl. And I found her copy of this book. It's a book compiled in Maine called The American Vocalist. And coincidentally, I'd been doing some research on her and her family over in Northampton across the bridge and their musical activities. And then lo and behold, I found her copy of this book with all kinds of notes about her favorite songs, what they sang at her father's funeral, this, that, and the other thing. And it says, a friend of hers after her death in 1944 wrote, as sung by Amelia Clark, daughter of Daniel Russell Clark, over and over, underlined, 1944, age 94.
Wow.
So even at the end of her life, she was singing this one. And this was the common tune. Some people still sing this tune for these words, but in the intervening 150 odd years, or 170, I guess, it's become more common to use that New Britain tune that Gene Ritchie and Joan Baez and other people kind of popularized. Anyway, this tune, I'll play it a couple of times just so you can kind of get the tune, and hopefully we'll be able to sing along a little bit. I'll sing the first verse and I'll go back and do it again, but I'll sing it so you can hear how it goes. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did thy grace appear the hour I first believed. There's a little introduction to the tune. I'll just start again, and as you notice, it's a double tune, so it takes 2 verses of text for each time through the tune. Alright, starting again at the first verse. 1, 2, 3. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did thy grace appear the hour I first believed. Verse 2. Through many dangers, toils, and snares I have already come. 'Twas grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. The Lord has promised good to me, His word my hope secures. And my shield and portion be, as long as life endures. Okay, now let's do the last 2. Talking interrupts my ability to remember words. What's the second to last verse there?
Let's see.
Oh, you don't have it there.
Many danger. Nope, I don't have it.
Then when my heart and flesh will feel and my life will cease, I shall be all within the life of joy and peace. The earth will soon dissolve like snow. The earth will soon dissolve like snow. The sun forbear to shine. But God who called me will be forever mine. Let's do that last verse again. The earth will soon dissolve like snow. The sun forbear to shine. But God who called me will be forever mine.
Woo! Tim, thank you so much. That was gorgeous, amazing banjo playing, and so the fact that that we don't have the lyrics there means no matter what you sang, it was right,
Yeah.
which is awesome. So, thank you so much for bringing that to us. Can you tell us more about it, or chat a little bit more about?
Well,
this
yeah. I mean, if you're interested in this book and Amelia Clark and stuff, I could send you my PhD dissertation, which is 398. I can't remember how long. It's like 400 pages. So when I get talking, it's tend to be hard to shut up. But anyway, this is a fantastic book published in 1848 by a guy, Methodist minister named Daniel Hale Mansfield from little town of Hope, Maine, just off the coast up by Camden. And he's a fascinating guy. The music is fantastic. Includes a lot of stuff that's in books like The Sacred Harp and others, but it's a very northern frontier book. And the tune, a lot of people know John Newton didn't write any of those melodies, as far as we know, but the tune that's most common, the tune New Britain, is a one that was first published in the Southern Harmony, 1835 shape note book, and then it's come down to us through books like The Sacred Harp and stuff like that. But the text by John Newton, he was an interesting character. Sometimes people have heard of the fact that he had been involved in the slave trade, um, and but he eventually became a um, minister, and he had a way with words before he had his conversion experience. He was apparently he working as a sea captain. The I mean, as working on a boat, he wasn't the captain. Um, he was known to have the foulest mouth that even the captain had ever heard. That he would even he even invented words to have things that were more foul to say, that things that had never been said before. So he carried that ability to create his facility with words. He carried into his work as a hymn writer. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting stuff about the song and all that, but
No, that's great. Thank you. You were saying something before about some relationship between Sacred Harp and abolitionist. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
well, not between the Sacred Heart.
Oh,
So there's a complex relationship between some of these tunes and the abolition movement and sort of pro-slavery and anti-slavery factions, which again is a bit in my dissertation. But the abolitionist context that I wrote about, that I researched, was amongst both black and white and native people up here in New England, who used some of the older tunes in the years leading up to the Civil War to inspire a sense of nostalgia. So there was actually an anarchist, a militant anarchist feminist. When I say militant, like actually like gun-toting, like not like militant meaning like really into it, but he was actually a guy named Henry C. Wright, who led a concert around here. It was the first explicitly abolitionist anarchist concert of old shape note music up in Greenfield, Mass, up the river a little bit. But the idea was that if you could sing these songs, the old New England songs that the audience was familiar with, you could inspire them a yearning for home and for their youth, and then it would prime them. That sort of emotional experience would prime them to be preached to about the abolition cause, and say, well, if you can, if you have that feeling of memory of the of home and your childhood, imagine what that sense of home is to somebody who's enslaved. Of that sense of childhood, that's nothing but terror to remember your past. So it was sort of a way into people's psyche through the music. That's a
great.
nutshell version.
That's great. So for folks in the room who might not know you, can you just say where they can go to find your music and more about your projects? And
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. I have some stuff on Bandcamp. Just look for me. Got stuff including some shape note music and some hardcore punk and some folk song and some Bosnian music. And TimEriksenMusic.com is my website, which I think has links to all that. I think these days, in recent years, YouTube has been a go-to place. I post a lot of stuff on YouTube.
great.
But if you feel like spending money, you should go to Bandcamp.
Can you just talk a tiny bit about sort of your Bosnian connection or the musical journey through Bosnia?
Yeah.
I know that's sort of switching gears
So,
entirely.
yeah, my late wife, Minya, was from Bosnia, and she moved here uh, in, so it was 30 years ago this month, I think.
Wow.
Just right before the outbreak of war in Bosnia, and so we met in graduate school, and we had a band for a number of years called Jabe Babe, which means frogs and grandmothers, which is well, in a nutshell, the idea is that it's kind of the Yugoslav equivalent of apples and oranges, or things that don't go together, except that the apples and oranges are actually really quite similar, so it's not a very good metaphor.
That's
So
great.
frogs and grandmothers is, so the idea with the band was that we put together all the different kinds of music that were being separated before. Usually, when there's civil war, uh, before there's actual shooting, there's mental and cultural work that goes on. So there was a separation in music. So certain radio stations wouldn't play this kind of music because it was that it was tagged as those people's music, and other radio stations wouldn't play the. So we the idea with the band was that we would do everything. So we did traditional music. We did Islamic chant. Ilahi is kind of an Islamic popular form. We did Christian music and punk rock and music from the mountain above where our place is in Sarajevo, and other things too. Kind of like what would be the equivalent of like cheesy country music or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Nova Kampanova Narodna Muzika it's called.
Beautiful. Can you spell the brand name so that folks in the room can
Band
check it
name Zabe.
Zabe.
Ze, yeah, Zabe, and then separate word I. Oops, now it's correcting you.
Oh God. Never mind, gang. You're gonna have to do it by spelling. Go. Zabe.
Jabe e babe. So Zabe, and then E, which is I, and then Babe, Babe.
So somebody who's finding it online can stick it into the chat for us. That'd be really helpful because it's auto-correcting whatever I'm trying to type from way over here.
Yeah, you should be able to find stuff. I can't remember if it's on Bandcamp, but it's definitely on. There's some stuff. There you go.
There you go. Thank you, friends. Perfect. So thank you so much. Whoever was that, Caroline. Thank you, Caroline.
I see Kathleen's actually got a copy of the CD.
Oh,
so
wait, who does? Who's got a copy of the CD?
Albuquerque.
Kathleen in Albuquerque. Hang on, we're looking for you. Yep, we're gonna spotlight you so everybody can see it. Oh wow, that's awesome.
And like most of my records, it's out of print.
So that means you have to look for it in used stores. Thank you, Kathleen. That was a great share. So let me see. We're actually really lucky to have Tim with us today because he has actually just driven back over the last, I don't know, some number of hours, somewhere in the last 24 hours, he returned here from Berea, Kentucky. We all know Berea, Kentucky because of our Kathy Bullock. And that is because his son Luca is beginning at Berea College in the fall, well now. So yay, we love all these connections. And at some point we hope we're going to get Kathy B, who's going to be up in Bennington this whole school year, and Tim together for some jamming because that would be really amazing.
Yes.
And they have not yet met in person, so we have to fix that. So let's see. I asked Tim if he would sing something different on the going out today. That has I've been thinking in my head like, boy, how do we tie this into what we already sang, what we're talking about? And the answer is we don't. I just really want to hear it. It's one of my favorites that we have sung at different folks' memorials. It's a very, very beautiful shape note. I'm going to let Tim tell you about it because I never keep the names or the numbers straight. Tim?
Yeah, well, it's 267 in the Sacred Harp if you have one, in the 91. And Parting Friends first. There's a bunch of parting songs in here.
Can you read the lyric out loud since we didn't put it in the chat?
Yeah, it's farewell, my friends. I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Your company has been delightful. You who doth leave my mind distressed. I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land.
Beautiful.
I know some of you probably know it, either from the Sacred Harp or elsewhere. So let's see. And this, yeah, I guess I'll sing it on the notes, just in case you haven't heard the tune before, and then I guess we'll see what happens.
Great.
La 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 fa sol la fa la fa sol fa la sol la fa sol la fa sol fa la sol la sol la sol la sol la sol sol la sol la sol fa la fa sol la fa la fa sol fa la sol la. Farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Your company has been delightful. You who doth leave my mind distressed. I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. But if I never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land.
Woo! Thank you so much, Tim. That was
Sure.
absolutely glorious. Uh, so if you didn't get much of a chance to sing along with it because I have failed you on the lyrics and because we've gone through it quickly, please feel free to visit the Facebook Live video today and sing along with it again because it is right there. And you can hopefully find the lyrics.
The lyrics, if you look on Sacred Harp, look up Sacred Harp and Bremen in Germany, they have all the songs. It's page 267. So Sacred Harp Bremen, I think .com or .org. Anyway, they got PDFs of all the songs.
Beautiful, thank you. So we're going to actually go ahead and leave today. Tim has a meeting and I am getting on the road actually to head southward to meet Lynn for the first time, Lynn in Hartford, and then going further southward to meet Carol, also from Connecticut for the first time. So this is kind of an exciting, fun day. I want to thank everybody for being here today and as always for being here, and cannot wait to sing with all of you tomorrow. Really, if it hasn't been enough singing yet, or if you're feeling a little bit like, wait, we're going already, go back and listen to the Facebook Live video. I'm going to be listening to it while I'm driving. So thank you again so much, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody on Facebook Live. Thanks, Facebook, for being with us here today. And can't wait to sing with you all tomorrow. Please join us for our 500th day celebration on Wednesday. We're going to have a plethora of musicians in the room with us and some fun activities. So please be here for that excitement. Bye for now. Everybody help me say goodbye to Facebook.